everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Urban legends, missing heaven, hookman coming for you, missing 15 minutes. Mothman's flying at you, missing 15 minutes.
Hi everybody. You've heard the theme song, you know our deal. I'm Sam Rossi, and Carey over there writes up a script for me to read. He's getting a little burnt out on his riot error over at killing 15 minutes. So let's hope this is a good detour.
I have a Riot Girl era. Yay. Little Susie and the Banshees. That's for the 3 people who are going to get that joke.
Today we are boarding a bus. Is that really how we're starting this? First, I'm so sorry for how I'm going to be pronouncing these names. I mean, no disrespect. I just suck. Okay, now it's mything time.
Sorry,
Tyrannosaurus. That's all that went through my head when I said it.
Did you say it? Did it come that gay off in your head too? Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, actually it did. Oh, God, I'm old. Hey, did you see they want to reboot that shit?
Just fucking.
Today we're boarding a bus. This is bus 375 in Beijing, known by locals and internet lore as the Midnight Ghost Bus. Honestly, any bus after midnight in any city is haunted. Ghost, weird smells, broken AC, pick your poison, it'll be there. But this story isn't about your average night route. This is about a bus that disappeared along with everyone on it and resurfaced under suspicious circumstances. Ominous parade! The legend begins on November 14th, 1995. The legend begins on November 14th, 1995 in Beijing. Around midnight, bus 375 pulled out of the Yanmingyan terminal, the last bus of the night.
That's why I built in the I'm going to mispronounce these because I suck.
I do. Destination Zhengshao. Jingshan, whatever. Also known as Fragrant Hills. A few passengers boarded. Nothing out of the ordinary. Until at a stop near the south gate of the Summer Palace, 2 men flagged down the bus and got on.
Dun dun dun.
But these weren't your average late-night commuters. Witnesses claim the 2 men were dressed in robes from the King?
Yes.
Dynasty, had ghostly pale faces and refused to speak. They sat silently in the back of the bus. Now here's where it gets spooky, not just cookie. A little while later, an old woman suddenly accused a young man of stealing her wallet. She caused a scene, yelling at him, and demanded they both get off at the next stop and go to the police. The driver stopped, they got off. But once they got off the bus, the woman turned to the young man and said, I made that up. I had to get us off that bus. Those 2 men, they had no legs. But dun. That was it. After that, the bus never made it to its destination. It had vanished. The other passengers, the driver, the bus itself, nothing. You know what just made me think of that particular line?
Huh.
When the bus was stolen with a bunch of kids on it and then buried in somewhere in California, and they could see where the bus, they got to where the bus had stopped, could not find any footprints from there.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, just made me think about that.
Well,
The kids do survive, everybody was fine.
oh, just keep reading.
Well, not true. Days later, the authorities reportedly found the bus submerged in the Mian Reservoir, miles off its route. Inside, the decomposing bodies of the driver and all the passengers, as if they had died months earlier. Here's the kicker. The bus fuel tank didn't have regular gas in it. It had human blood. Sidebar. AJ totally thinks blood in the gas tank sounds like a rad-ass hard metal garage band, or at least a solid album.
Dude, that is a solid... Blood in the gas tank? That is your...
more with an album than a band name.
That is a summer fucking banger. You know, that's Radar Love meets fucking Saint Anger.
I was thinking Dracula.
That would make more sense, yes.
I was thinking more Rob Zombie, but okay. While this story was circulated for decades in China, it lacks verifiable reports. No official police records, no news reports from 1995 about a missing bus or bodies in a reservoir. So urban legend or Chinese cover-up. More than likely urban legend. Still, the legend persists. The legend continues.
Like Kung Fu.
Oh, that was a good show.
So anyways, do you think that... I enjoy these kind of... This is the fun urban legend. Sort of like the Jersey Devil last week.
Mm-hmm.
Where these are the fun ones. It's not, here, let's bring down the fucking party. I mean, granted, a missing bus full of people in China, especially communist era China. I know 95 is where people stop thinking of communism in that way. Once the USSR fell, a lot of people stopped really caring about Soviet Russia. And now we have a current administration that loves us some Russia, which is really sad. But, you know what I mean? No one really thinks about China. So, would a bus full of people disappear in China? I could totally see that.
I could too, actually. That's
if you took out all the supernatural shit. It's actually... But it's similar to what you were saying with the bus full of kids sort of thing. Where I think public transport's always a hot button issue as it is.
Yeah, because it's freaky as fuck, just saying.
Well, like you brought up. Especially midnight routes where you get the weird people. So,
why don't I walk around my neighborhood at dark? There's some weird ass motherfuckers in my neighborhood.
There is. And meth is a hell of a drug used around here.
This is true.
And mental health is not something that people focus on. But anyway, so, Chinese propaganda or urban legend? What do you think, Sam?
Could be both.
Could be both? I really have nothing to add to this. I just thought it was a fun little story.
Oh, it is a fun little story. I've heard it before.
I've heard variations of this before.
I think about something where I might have heard it before.
Right.
Kingdom Hearts. The disappearing train in the tunnel.
Well, that's actually another urban legend is phantom trains, especially...
Yeah.
We used to have a lot more of them here in the U.S., like where there would be, phantom train. There still are, but because I think we're not as...
Train dependent?
Anymore. Yeah, I think train dependent's a very good way to say it. Where it's no longer in the pop culture brain to know what the hell a train is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone knows what a train is, but you know what I mean? It's sort of like, if you've seen a cruise ship, say you live in the port of L.A., or wherever you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see your first cruise ship is probably going to look, holy fuck, sort of thing.
Yes.
Because it's brand new.
Right.
But, the 100th time you've seen, the Queen the Queen Anne 2, or whatever the fuck that is.
QE2.
Queen Elizabeth II, whatever. The 100th time you've seen one go through, you might still be like, wow, that's cool. But it's no longer, wow, that skyscraper's on its side and floating, bro.
But you might have a moment where that just clicks in for you also. Just
Yeah.
at the random time where you're like, well, fuck.
But
That's huge.
it's also where, you become used to it and everything like that. But, similar like snowplows. We all know what the fuck a snowplow looks like.
You know what? In the South, I did not know what a snowplow looked
But
like.
that's sort of what I mean, is...
I knew that they would take literally pickup trucks and throw beach sand on the fucking roads.
Right. But that's sort of it, where it is because it's so, you're so used to seeing it, your brain doesn't really click over to it.
No.
Similar to like phantom trains or even the phantom bus, which, by the way, I did think I left it out. There are still sightings of the phantom bus taking that route.
Of course.
So, it's very easy to be like, I forgot where I was going with this rant, but public transport's always been a thing. You know what I mean?
I completely understand. We've had public transport has been a thing since there's been a public.
And phantom, like I was saying, these sorts of stories, a phantom bus or a bus massacre or all these sort of things are kind of a global thing. If there's buses in transports, you're going to get ghost stories about them. You know what I mean? And
buses in general,
buses
give me freakiness feelings as is. So, all right. Anything else you want to add?
No. Nothing that I wouldn't make fun of Chinese communist propaganda.
Propaganda. I'm Sam Rossi.
I'm AJ Carey. Never being allowed in China again.
Later, y'all.
Missing 15.
Keep on carrying on.
CareyOn.
Carry On Production.